Everyone just about settled in for some football here at Houston's NRG Stadium. Today, two teams hailing from the AFC, between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started. And away we go from NRG Stadium. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Kid, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week. During practice, that both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. They get 40 on the big hitter. And it sets up a Houston first.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Pass play on 1st and 10. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You just got to love that angle, right? It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sail that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the 1st down.
And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
His drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Get up! Hawk 70, Hawk! Ready?
He keeps it himself. And he's in for the touchdown. The Texans take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive.
I don't think that defense was ready for that kind of push at the point of attack. I think they were thinking outside run, play action, but they get gutted, and they get gutted right up the middle.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Reed now to kick this one away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
Shaheed on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10.
Watch out now. 50, 20, 30.
Love gonna air this out to start. He put everything he's got behind it. His first throw is an interception. Justin Reed has the INT. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number 1. And number 2, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
At the 28-yard line.
Stretch the Buffalo 18. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Well, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive block. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
And I look at it through those optics so much, but it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Cougar 19. Mustang 19. Trap 60. Trap 60. 79 Bronco.
Third and long. They're going to throw. Down the field. He's got Wilson. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Ready, break.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready.
They're going play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Complete out to the right. And this play is nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. It's a gain of 12 there. And it sets up a Houston first. Running for the first time with the Louisville Cardinal. And that is exactly what you're looking for on a first down run. He picked up 7. After that little 8-yard scoop, here comes 2nd and 2. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Ready.
Back to the well again. That run good for a handful as it brings up 2nd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And apparently he sees no other option than to get rid of it on what is the final play of our first quarter. Needing 4 here on 3rd down. This is going to be the 9th play of this drive.
Go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll get to him inside. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down at the 2 on 3rd down. And they've got themselves a 1st and goal.
Right here, Kate, this is where I'd love to see a team go no huddle. You just ripped off a great run, a momentum-changing run. Now get back to the line and don't let that defense breathe.
1st down, and they go right back to it. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. Trying again from the 2. It's 2nd and goal. Pass play coming here. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans pull it. So we've got a stoppage now. Figured this might be coming. We're going to take another look to see if this was indeed a touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would. It's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Reed now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a good effort here as he gets it out past the 35-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. That's caught. Tucker Kraft. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Offense up to the line fast.
That's good for our Broncos. First down.
Solid
Gain
range.
of 14. First down.
Love now on 1st and 10. And he's not going to escape this. The Texans take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Love at the shotgun. Connects on the crosser. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Complete to Tucker.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is. Is that QB a tight end? They got that ball out in a hurry.
4 guys out wide. Here we go, 3rd and long. Throw here, 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to it. And that brings up 4th and long. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Torrey Taylor will kick this away. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. That's taken on the 7. They can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return.
At their own 10-yard line.
All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Gravity Lions. Ready.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Cowboy 80.
To the air on 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. He's got the hook up to Atwell. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's brought down before the return gets far.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Love from the gun. On the move, headed right. Avoid, and he runs out of bounds a yard or 2 behind the line. Couldn't get all the way back. That's going to count as a sack.
Okay, even with nothing open downfield, there was still the option to simply throw it away. Mental mistake there, and it cost them 3 yards.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Broncos dealing with 2nd and 13.
Red, yellow. Set. 33, yellow. Check.
Shotgun now for Love. Finds the in route complete. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Black, 95.
No throw. 3rd and long. Throw left side. Complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, I like the completions. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Torrey Taylor on to punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. Denver calls the 2nd of its 3 timeouts as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. offense isn't budging. They're going for it.
Here we go. Set. 10 black. Red. Cycle. Pause red. Ready.
Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. He's got it. Complete to Collins. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. They got him to bite and jump off sides. It's a rare thing to see that actually work, and it gives them this 1st and 10. Love. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that drives him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of this 2nd down.
Second down.
Ready. Flight blue. 52 blue.
Love now to throw. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
Hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Ready. Ready. 60 red. 60 red. 6. Mega. Steel. Black. Set.
3rd and long. Here's Love. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look at the game. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Torrey Taylor getting set to punt it once again. That's taken at the 15. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down.
At their own 24-yard line.
Texans to the line. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Liking it. 18 Rodwell. 18 Rodwell.
No throw to start the drive. Fits it through the middle. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down.
Liking it.
Too quickly here.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. 4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
10-6.
70 Lions. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. 79 Broncos. 19 Lions.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there.
6 yards.
And now it's 3rd down.
19 type. 19. Here we go. Set. 70 Timber. Buffalo 18. Ready.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Escapes the pocket. Thrown all the way to the end zone here. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans get more points to end a lopsided foot. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got single eye or two eye? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
Reed now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half.
Here we go. Right, black 40. Ready.
He's back to throw. He's trying to push the field. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Geez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative this quarterback stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
Black 95. Real green.
Final throw before the break. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Reed now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Ready. 45. White. Set.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets absolutely pumped to end that one. Offensive line fast.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and
To the air with Love. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Love on 3rd and short. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
Faster.
And goes to the hurry up here.
Striker. Swing 3.
Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. Pressure coming for Love. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos cut into the lead coming out of halftime.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid, let him run.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos get it back to a 14-point game. Bass now to kick this away. Fields this one at the 3. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
At their own 18-yard line.
All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Running this one left. We're going to take this ahead for 7. We've got 2nd and 3 now.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. We'll keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard
The play fake, he'll throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. Kevin Winston with the INT. And the Broncos have it now on his 8th pick of the year. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Broncos will have a first down. They're set up at the 35 now.
62 Bradford. 60 red. 60 red. Ready?
On first and 10, here's Love. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Come on, ready.
Play fake, it's Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos parlay the interception into points. Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Broncos 14.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Texans to the line. First and 10. Sending him on the dive. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. So now a timeout for a player who was shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. On the carry, here's Dameon Pierce. Breaks through and breaks away. And they're going to have it all the way down to the 25.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
First and 10, looking to throw. Going with the screen to Taylor. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
He gets him 9 yards, and that brings up second and goal.
A 9-yard gain.
Give some credit to this offense. They almost got it done on just one play running the ball in. I got to be honest, the first down run often leads to second down pass, but I don't think so now. Now you push that pile, go finish this drive.
And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans lengthen the lead at the end of the third. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. Great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Reed now to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10.
Ready, ready. 50, green.
Love out of the shotgun. Trying for the deep ball. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, can sprinkle into your passing game. Because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, That's when one pick becomes two, two becomes three, and on and on.
Ready. Black 40. Ready.
Back to the air. Love. And he's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's first down.
Let's check.
Here's Love. Throws caught. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Working quickly here.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
Loves to throw again. Buys time, rolling right. Going for his back, but it's incomplete. That's going to bring up third down.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
Chance here for one final play before the end of our quarter. 2, love to throw. Connection made to Shaheed. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Only one quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the fourth. Offense getting set. Here's first and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Throwing again. Love. Forced out to his right. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Down. 60 red. Ready.
A second down throw here for Love. Completed to his running back. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and they netted some positive yards.
Ready.
There he is on third and short. Complete out to the right. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First down throw, here's Love. Has him on the quick hitter. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos now within 1 score in the fourth. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Things going well so far. He's going to reach that 34-yard line before he stops.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's first and 10.
Ready.
Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
The Texans, first down.
They go again with Taylor. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
18, Rattler. 18, Buffalo, 18. 18, Pioneer.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And this one hits first to the 3 before continuing on into the end zone for a touchback. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Ready.
Love. Jump off, caught by his back. And get him 5 yards as he gets this up to the 25.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
5 still to go here. This is second down.
Drill green. Here we go, set. Blue 32.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out.
Hut.
Love from the gun. Gets everything he has under this one. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be third down. Well, this goes for every player in every sport, Brock. Fatigue in the fourth quarter. So that can mean dropped interceptions just as much as it can mean a dropped catch, too.
And believe it or not, Kate, quarterbacks, they can get fatigued, too.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much physically as their buddies running around and hitting, but mentally. You just get tired there as a passer. You start to assume, and that's a dangerous place to play.
Looking to throw. He's got his man. This is Kraft. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Once more, it's Love. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
No surprise to see the quarterback go back to that well. That security blanket that's been his tight end all game long. But finally, this defense has an answer.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, second and 10.
Set, ready. Hut.
Stick it in the air. Love. He puts some juice on a deep throw. Down, brought in inside the 20. All the way. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos now trail by just a point in the fourth.
There are a couple different ways now you can win on a fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it, this is the type of upside this route can provide.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos tie us up 28-all. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
70 Rangers. Get it? Look, 70 Timberwolves, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll throw to begin this drive. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans with a little more work to do to win it here. New set of downs for him at the 38.
Ready.
Setting up to pass. Short pass brought in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
70 Lions, Buffalo 18. Ready.
He'll look to throw it. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first.
First and 10 at the 21-yard
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Go!
On the counter, it's Taylor. Shoves one away. And he's going to be dropped with a big hit at the end of that. But the effort still sets him up with a first and goal.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Get up.
First and goal, here's Taylor. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts.
Okay,
Big
break.
play coming up here as everyone gets set for third and goal.
Tag. Viking 18. Huh.
To throw. Chased out to his right. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Reed now to kick this one away. Shaheed now to return. Good work so far. He's got room. And they are just a hop and a skip away from midfield as he goes out of bounds up beyond the 45.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Kate. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into it. Good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
Sends this to the end zone. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. But it slips through. Second down coming up. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. Throwing into double coverage. How's Coach going to feel about that one?
Yeah, that's a no-no. Yeah, I experienced that as a player and now as a coach. Please don't do that again.
After the incompletion, they come up on second and 10.
Let's go. White, white, sticky, green. Set, huh?
Here he is to throw. Throwing for the back of the end zone. Another kick bounces off their hands in the end zone, Brock. Back-to-back chances to escape the field, and they dropped both interceptions. Very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover, and things look tougher now with third and long.
Ready, break.
Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line.
Set, ready. Black, ready.
Looking to throw it. Has it in close. And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Now with just 10 seconds left in our game, we've got a timeout.
Got it.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass.
Ready. Black, 95. Red, yellow. Ready?
Back to throw. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for one, maybe 2 more snaps. Not on the same page with his tight end. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Ready, ready.
Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line.
Ready, ready. Black ultra. Blue, 32. Cut.
Here he is to throw. Finds a man. Oh no, the ball is loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Has room down the left sideline. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. So it's the Texans who defend their building to take the win. Well, the playoffs didn't materialize for them this year, but at least they were able to rally together here in this final week and close the campaign out with a victory.
Yeah, you know, once those playoffs are out of the picture, your focus really becomes building some hope for next season. Ending things on a good note, getting people excited about your tape and what's to come in the future. And in this win, we certainly saw some of those moments and make me excited to see them chase the playoffs next season.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.